guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Pammy and on here I'm reviewing all things clean beauty. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's going to be a very interesting video. I'm going to be doing a full face review with 4 different clean beauty brands. All of these products I have tried out previously, and some products are going to be first impressions, but most of them I've tried out beforehand. So I do have 2 products by Erin's Faces. I have their concealer and their mascara. I have a lot of stuff by PYT Beauty actually. And then I have some Milk makeup products as well. And oh yeah, I do have a very interesting foundation by Wonder Beauty. So I really hope you're gonna enjoy this review with these 4 different clean beauty brands. If you do, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. That would be very much appreciated. And if you have not joined the clean beauty family on here just yet, you guys, I would absolutely love to have you here. You just have to hit the subscribe button, and you can also ring the bell to stay notified about my upcoming videos. And yeah, without no further ado, let's just go ahead and let's go barefaced and let's get this review rolling. So you guys, I am barefaced right now and ready to play with this beautiful makeup. But before we start, I'm just gonna apply a primer. And I'm gonna use, of course, I'm gonna use my Honest Beauty primer. This is their Everything primer, their mattifying primer. So I'm just gonna apply this, put back my hair, and then we'll start. If you've been watching my channel for a little bit, you know that I really love this primer. It's so good. I really love it. It's really great to mattify. It's really good as a base for makeup. It actually won't dry out your skin. So let's move on to the very first product that I want to use today. Today I want to start with a concealer. So this is the Erin's Faces Radiant Firming Concealer, and this retails for $25. So Erin's Faces is somewhat of a new brand to me. They're an American brand. They're vegan and cruelty-free as well. And I was really curious about this concealer, you guys. I have tried this out before, and I like this for spot concealing. However, it doesn't work on my under eye area. I don't know what is happening, but when I put this on my under eye area, it immediately creases and kind of little bit, like, I don't know what's happening, but it's just kind of drying out my under eye area for some bizarre reason. It might work for you, it just doesn't work for me. What I really appreciate about this concealer is the packaging. This comes actually in a really heavy glass bottle. It's super nice. It looks really pretty as well. So I'm just going to quickly go through the shades, through the claims and stuff. So I have this in the shade Magnolia, and that's their second lightest shade. So buildable, blendable coverage that packs the skincare punch. Our Radiant Firming Concealer covers beautifully and is full of amazing treatment benefits. Lightweight and feel, the silicone-free concealer is ideal for the under eye. Not for me. As well as to conceal a blemish redness with a satin finish. This contains hyaluronic acid, organic tamanu oil, coffee bean extract, green tea extract, and brightening mineral pigments. So it's vegan, no added gluten, soy, parabens, or fragrance. 8 milliliter glass vial with doe foot applicator. I mean, you guys, unfortunately, it didn't work for my under eye area. So what I'm going to do today is, because I was wearing quite a lot of face masks recently, my skin kind of like lost it. So it kind of looks really bad today, to be honest with you. So I'm going to use this as a spot concealer. It's almost like a liquid to powder concealer. It's really unique. I've never tried anything like this concealer, but I mean, it works perfectly for my spot concealing, just not for my under eye area. I do have quite a lot to conceal today, but if I have to add extra coverage after the foundation, which I highly doubt, but if I have to, I will go in back again with the concealer. But yeah, let's just blend it out with a sponge. I mean, honestly, this is an amazing spot concealer. I love the finish of this. I like the coverage. It just really evens out redness like immediately. and it doesn't cling on or anything. It just doesn't work for my under eye area, you know. It just started creasing on me. But I do have some fine lines, so sometimes concealers do that. But this one, it just works so well on the rest of my face. Really good. I feel like you could also just wear this on its own and without any foundation if you would build this up. It's a really good product. So yeah, let's move on to the foundation. So this is the Wonder Beauty Nude Illusionist Liquid Foundation, and this retails for $40. I really wanted to try out this foundation, and I've been using this quite frequently because I really honestly love this foundation. This is like one of these foundations that I could actually wear every day and be completely fine with it. Kind of goes on as a medium to full coverage foundation, but you could definitely build this up to a complete full coverage. So this might not be the definition of like squeaking clean beauty. It definitely does have a couple of ingredients that you may not like. This does contain dimethicone. It does contain, I think, 4 different kinds of dimethicone. It does also contain a PEG-10 dimethicone, and it does contain phenoxyethanol. And I know some of you may not like this, so I just wanted to point that out straight away. So however, this foundation is formulated without mineral oil, without parabens, without phthalates, without synthetic fragrance. It's cruelty-free and it's vegan as well. The foundation does come in 12 shades. I have this in the shade Fair Light, and it's described as a fair with warm peach undertones. It's actually a really, really good match for my skin tone, to be honest. Like, I was really happy that I didn't pick out like the wrong shade again. So this shade works perfectly for me. So let's see what they're actually claiming about this foundation. Create a perfect nude illusion with this on-the-go makeup essential. This formula delivers an undetectable finish that makes blemishes, redness, and discoloration disappear. With medium to full buildable coverage, this foundation delivers a natural, radiant skin-like finish. Designed in a travel-friendly tube with a doe foot applicator made for multitasking, you can easily apply and blend all over as foundation or target areas to spot, correct, and conceal. Enriched with niacinamide to reduce the appearance of wrinkles and even skin tone. Lotus extract helps to balance sebum production and improve the elasticity of skin over time. Another thing that is super interesting is that they're actually indicating where they're getting their ingredients from. So for example, you have the lotus extract from Korea, you have the niacinamide from India, and then you have the blackcurrant fruit extract from Australia, and so on and on. So I really enjoy this foundation, although I have to say this applicator though, it's a little bit messy if you pull it out too fast, so just go gentle with this, because I've never seen a foundation like that. I mean, it comes with this huge doe foot applicator. It's a little bit strange and not very practical in my opinion. And I also just used their sponge. This is a Wonder Beauty sponge. It's really, really good. I love this sponge as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply it with their sponge. And yeah, I'm just gonna dot this on. Okay, so let's blend it out with their sponge. In the camera, I sort of feel this shade might look a little bit light, but in real, it looks like a perfect match. That sometimes happens, you know, in the camera. I feel like foundation shades can kind of look lighter than they actually do in real life. But you guys, I mean, the finish, you know, just the way this looks on my skin is just perfect. Like, I've been seriously loving this foundation more than I thought I would. It also wears a really, really good amount of time. Like, 8 hours plus and it doesn't break up on my skin. And I mean the coverage on this too, it looks so stunning, so smooth, especially when you apply it with a sponge. I feel like it just goes on so well. I feel like I want to use a little bit more of the concealer, maybe just a little bit more on my chin. Although I don't really need that. I just want to use it again. Oh, that's pretty much it. Now for my under eye area, I do think this foundation, I kind of dragged it up a little bit more than I usually would, because usually I go in with a concealer on my under eye area. But I feel like I'm just going to use, for my under eye area, something that actually works for me. I'm going to use my Ilia True Skin Serum Concealer in the shade Chicory. I'm just going to use a little bit of the concealer, just a little bit around here. So my base is pretty much on, so let's lock this foundation and the concealer in with some powder. I don't have a new setting powder, so I'm just gonna go in with what I like and what I know. So I'm gonna take my Ilia Fade Into You Soft Focus Finishing Powder just for my under eye area, and then I'm gonna use a different powder to lock in the foundation. I mean, the finish of this foundation is so satin. I really actually feel like you don't even need any powder on top of it, but I do kind of want to lock it in. I'm gonna go in with the Lolo Flawless Matte Finishing Powder. Such a nice powder. I really love this powder. Okay, so I feel like this looks pretty flawless now. I really like the way this looks. So my base makeup is on, so let's move on to the fun part. Let's move on to bronzing, blush, and highlighting. So actually my initial intention was to use a PYT Beauty bronzer, but it's sold out, so I couldn't get a hold of it. So I kind of have to improvise today, and I'm just gonna go in with a bronzer that I feel like I should be using more. I haven't used this in a hot minute. So this is the Clove and Hallow bronzer. And I think I have this in the shade Carbo. And you guys, I finally got the compartment. I had this for the longest time without this box. So I finally got this. It's actually a really nice bronzer. It is not too heavily pigmented, so you can kind of build this up. Also, if you have fairer skin, this is actually a really good shade. But yeah, so I'm just going to use this to bronze up my face. So this bronzer is so fair. I feel like this shade, I think this is their lightest shade. It, you know, it's so fair. I think it's a little bit too fair for my skin. I really end up piling this on to just get a little bit of a bronzing effect. And also, it's not really my favorite bronzer because I do feel like on my textured skin, it does come up a little bit patchy, especially on this side. This side looks a little bit smoother. However, I do think it looks pretty. It's by no means my favorite bronzer in the world, but it's also not a disaster. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like one of these bronzers that I rarely really reach for. And now I remember why. I do think it's super fair. I mean, it looks pretty. Sometimes I don't want to over bronze my face as well, but you know, I just end up using so much product. So my face is bronzed up, so let's move on to PYT Beauty and let's start with their blush. So this is the PYT Beauty Everyday Powder Blush and this retails for $22. I have this in the shade Heartbeat. It's a really pretty shade. You guys know I'm getting used to using blushes, and I have to say this is really a pretty shade. So just a couple of things about PYT Beauty before we apply this. PYT Beauty is an American clean beauty brand. It always says no BS on their stuff. I thought it was something else, BS, but it's bad stuff, so there's no bad stuff in this. Yeah, the only bad thing that there is in here is phenoxyethanol, so if you don't like that, I don't think you'd like any of the PYT Beauty stuff because they do put phenoxyethanol in their stuff. I mean, I'm fine with it, other people really don't like that ingredient. So formulated without parabens, formaldehyde, donor preservatives, synthetic fragrances, phthalates, paraffins, petrolatum, and PEGs, just to name a few. Okay, so let's blush up my face. So I feel like this blush definitely gave me some instant sort of warmth to my complexion. You know, it's not like super cool toned. I think it's more on the warm side. Looks really pretty. They do have, of course, other shades to choose from. Okay, so enough with the blush. I think that's enough blush for my liking. So let's move on with the PYT Beauty highlighter. So this is the PYT Beauty Radiant Powder Highlighter and this retails for $22. So I have this in the shade Upgrade. I love this highlighter. You know, you guys, I'm all about like icy, glittery highlighters or like more like sparkly, glowy, you know. I prefer my highlighters not to be subtle. And this is not one of these situations. So I was so excited when I tried this. I've tried this before. I also tried the blush before. And this is one of these products that I truly, truly love. Like, their highlighter here is really good. I mean, if you don't like a white glittery highlighter, this is not for you. But I truly love this. I think this is very pretty. Okay, so yeah, let's apply this. I applied way too much. I kind of went bananas now, so I applied way too much here. Feel like that's way too much highlighter. I mean, it doesn't really accentuate texture. It just, if you have a big spot like that and you put any sort of highlighter on, it's going to be accentuated. It looks so stunning. I also really like it on the tip of my nose. Looks really, really pretty. Yeah, just be careful with this. I completely forgot. I took way too much on the brush. So we'll have an over-the-top highlighter situation going on right now, but you know, I don't mind it. It looks stunning, actually. The reflect on this is so nice. So let's move on to the eyes. Let's start with an eyebrow product that I have not tried yet. This is going to be a first impression. So this is the Milk Makeup Kush Fiber Brow Gel and this retails for $20. I literally picked this up yesterday and I wanted to try out their new brow pencil, but they didn't have it. So I just ended up, you know, getting this one. I have this in the shade Grind, and this shade is described, I think, as a deep brown shade. So tinted heart-shaped fibers thicken brows for long-lasting fullness, shape, and definition. All right, I hope it's the correct shade. So let's see. I'm always nervous to try out a new brow product because I really do believe that brows can either make or break your entire look. So I hope it's not too dark. I think it's okay. I mean, I saw the shade, you know, I kind of looked at all the shades and I think this is the correct one. So let's just pray for the best. So let's see how much this is actually going to fill in my sparse eyebrows. There are two shades that are darker than this, and it's pretty dark already. Like, I always feel like I should go in with a shade lighter than my actual eyebrows, but this is pretty much the shade of my eyebrows, and it's super dark, you guys. I think the gel itself, it's really nice, and it does definitely fill in your brows, but man, this is dark again, you know. This looks pretty black, although it's not that dark when you look at it. I don't know. I kind of tend to always go wrong with the shade, and I always pick out a shade that is a little bit too dark. I will get used to it, you know, in a second, but just, you know, at first glance, I'm like, why did I not pick up a shade that's a little bit lighter? I mean, I do have very sparse eyebrows around here in this area, so it definitely did fill them in, you know. Okay, anyway, you guys, so my eyebrows are on, so let's move on to the eyeshadow palette. So this is the PYT Beauty Day to Night Ice Palette, and this retails for $32. I have this in the shade Cool. So this is how it looks. It comes with this really cool leaflet, and I left it in. And this actually tells you where to put the shades, which is really interesting. It's just a suggestion. You don't have to follow these instructions, but I just kind of left it in. The warm palette is super stunning as well, but I'm going to use that in a different video. That is so pretty, you guys. I mean, I was almost about to use this one today, but I think with the lipstick color that I have, it might be a wiser idea to actually go in with the cool tone palette. All these palettes are vegan as well. I remember back in the day, PYT Beauty had Carmine in their warm tone palette before this was actually out, because this is their newest eyeshadow palette. But that warm tone palette did have Carmine, and they removed it. So I'm so glad about that. So now they're vegan. So we're gonna play around with these. I have tried these prior, and I have to say I really, really like the formulation of these. So I do think what I want to do in the first place is go in with this shade right here. That shade is called Up and Out. I'm just gonna put this all over just to have a base. Like, I feel like this shade is so close to my skin tone that it's actually almost not showing up, but it's canceling out, you know, just all of the redness, and it's just a really nice base shade. So let's go into the crease with the shade Day Trip. So this shade right here. This is such a beautiful sort of like cool tone brown shade. It's really nice. I really honestly love this color. This looks really good. And actually you can build these up and they're so blendable. So it's actually a really nice shade. Not patchy at all. Looks super smooth. So yeah, what do I want to do next? I kind of want to dare and go a little bit in with this shade right here. Where's my leaflet now? Where's the name? Oh, it's right here. So that's called Coffee Run All Over and Crease. So I'm just gonna use this a little bit in my crease as well. I feel like I should have done it the other way around, but whatever. We're just gonna use this. Alright, you guys, so the next color I want to use is the color, what's it called? 2:02 AM. This one right here. This is actually such a nice shade. It looks super pink in the pan, but for some reason when you swatch it, it has this cool toned, almost brown, sort of like metallic shimmer to it. It's really nice. So I'm just gonna put it around here. Alright, you guys, and before I'm gonna move on with my lid, I'm gonna go in with the shade Non-Stop, this one right here, and I'm just gonna take that into my crease as well. And I'm also going to put this on my outer crease, basically, on the edge. So I'm gonna go back into the shade 202 AM, and I'm just gonna, you know, put it back to where it was, just to enhance it a little bit. Okay, so the next shade that I want to use is the shade Happy Hour, and I'm going to put that all over my lids. I'm just going to put in a black eyeliner in my waterline. So now I definitely want to drag a shade down, and I feel like I'm going to do a little bit of a mixing situation. I'm going to go in with the shade, what was it called? Day Trip? Yes, Day Trip, this one right here, and I'm going to drag that down first. So I'm going to go into the shade Non-Stop and take that down a little bit as well. Alright, you guys, as you can see, this look is coming together. So the next step that I want to do is take this highlighting shade and actually highlight just a little bit, maybe the brow bone. I feel like these colors all sort of melt in with each other, and you can definitely create a really nice look with this. The shimmer shades, however, I feel like they are super nice, but they're not as, you know, they kind of show up a little bit differently on my eye than they look in the pan. They just have a little bit of a different color payoff, but I do think it looks pretty. However, what I want to do next is go in with another product by PYT Beauty. This is the PYT Beauty Glam Glitter Gel, and this retails for $18. You guys, I have this in two shades. I have this in the shade Iridescent, and I've got this in the shade Gold. I love these. Oh my gosh. This is pretty much going to really make my look come alive. And I mean, this shade, this glitter, oh, it just has this beautiful sort of pink green reflect. It's so amazing. So what I want to do with this glitter gel is, you can also put this on the cheeks. You can pretty much put this wherever you want, but I am going to put this on my eyes. I feel like I'm going to go into the corners of my eyes with this and maybe drag it up a little bit. So my left eye is in a really bad mood today, and it just doesn't want to, like, my lid for some reason doesn't want to grab on to the glitter as much as this eye. I mean, the only problem I have with it is that it dries down really, really quickly. I put it a little bit on my brow bone as well because I just wanted something on there. Guys, I just want to swatch this though for you because this is just so stunning. Oh my god. That is so, so pretty. Let me actually open the gold. But this one, I mean, just so special. Like, I've never seen this sort of reflect ever. It's pink and blue. So all in all, I have to say I'm a huge fan of this eyeshadow palette. I think the shades are very unique and they're very blendable. They do look a little bit different on your eye than they look in the pan, just be aware of that. but otherwise I do think this looks super stunning. That's my eyeshadow done, so let's move on to the mascara. So this is the Erin's Faces Matcha Mascara, and this retails for $27.50. So I haven't tried out this mascara just yet. This is going to be a first impressions, you guys. So let's actually read the claims about this mascara, because when I saw Matcha Mascara, I was so intrigued. On their website, it does say 9 years in the making, our Matcha Mascara formula checks all the boxes. 9 years in the making, now my expectations are raised. So this lengthens, it volumizes, it treats lashes and resists smudging, flaking. It has a squeaky clean ingredient deck and an hourglass shaped brush to grab every lash. Our mascara also comes housed in a glass vial for easy recycling. That's really, really cool. No added gluten, soy, parabens, synthetic dyes or fragrance. Just keep in mind this is not vegan, this does contain beeswax. So I'm just gonna curl my lashes and then open this up. This feels again very heavy like the concealer, so I'm so thrilled to use this, you guys. So let's go ahead and curl the lashes. Wow, okay, this is huge. Smells pretty generic. Doesn't have any sort of interesting smell. It definitely doesn't smell like matcha, but wait, that's alright. So let's go ahead and let's try this. I understand why she took 9 years to make this mascara. I mean, it is pretty perfect. I never know how to show you this mascara. For some reason, the angle of my camera, it is weird. But let's have a look from the side. I feel like that's the way you see my mascara the best. It's dramatic. This has lengthened my lashes and raised them up to high heavens. I mean, though, seriously, this mascara looks so beautiful. This separated my lashes, it gave them volume, it really dramatically lengthened them. I'm a little bit speechless here. This is really pretty. You guys, my eye look is complete. I have to say I really like the way this turned out. So let's move on to the last step. Let's do my lips. So for lips today, I wanted to use a lipstick by Milk. So this is the Milk Makeup Lip Color, and this retails for $24. I have already tried the Milk lipsticks and I truly love them. They're amazing. I have this in another shade. This is the shade Low Key. I got this yesterday with the brow product, so I haven't tried out this shade. Looks like a really pretty, like, nude, dusty rose. I have this in another shade. Let me grab it. So I also have this shade Wavy. That's a little bit more of like a brownish red, deep lip color. I used this in my full face of Milk makeup. I really love the formulation of these. They're matte and they're super nice on the lips. So when I saw this shade Low Key, I was like, I gotta try this shade out because I know I'm gonna like the formula and this color looks so stunning. So I feel like it's also gonna work with my eyes pretty well probably. So let's just not waste any time and let's just put it on my lips. Wow, that is such a beautiful color. I love it. Very dusty, almost like mauvey sort of color. It's super cool. So that works very well with the cool toned eye look. Wow, I really love this. So you guys, my makeup look is complete now. I have to say, I really like it. I really enjoy how this all turned out. So you guys, that concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed me reviewing all these products by different brands today. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also let me know if you have tried out any of these brands, if you like them or if you don't like them. I'd be really curious to know. And also you guys, if you want to join the Clean Beauty family, I would love to have you here. You just have to hit the subscribe button and you can also ring the bell to stay notified about my upcoming videos. And yeah, I shall be seeing you on here very, very soon again. So please take care. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.